So social work theory helps social workers to understand, explain and predict what's happening in a situation, whereas models help us to think about how we're going to intervene to bring about positive change for an individual. So whereas a theory is about our ability to understand something, and models about our ability to actually intervene and do something about it. And then we have methods, which are techniques that we use when we're working with people. So as something that I use when I'm working with people is motivational interviewing, because I often find that if people feel out of control in their lives, it can be useful to use a technique that helps people to take more control and think about what they're doing well. And that kind of feeds into the approach that we take as well, which is sort of the underpinning philosophy of how we're working with someone. So if we take a strengths perspective, that means that we look at someone's strengths as well as their weaknesses, and this is influenced not only by something that appears to work well with people, but also what we're sort of expected to do as social workers from an organisational perspective, to make sure that we're sort of building people up and looking at what they do well. So these things can be sort of interrelated. So are the theories that we use, the models, the methods, they're all sort of connected in some way, but we also need to understand how they're distinguished as well, because I think, like in university, I was asked to give an example of each during a placement interview, and then sometimes you need to talk about a theory in an interview for a social work role, or as part of your development as well, in one of the development panels that you might have to go for to progress with what you're doing in your day-to-day practice. So I think it's just something really useful to get your head around. And then I also read something from Neil Thompson that sort of explains how we actually use theory in practice, and he talks about theorising practice. So that means that we start with the situation that the person's in, and then we draw upon our knowledge base in order to make sense of it, rather than starting with our understanding of theory and trying to adapt that to every situation, because everyone's different, so we'll need to pull upon different things. So sometimes you can sort of come across a situation and then pick out the main points of sort of what's going on, and then find information that will help you to make sense of it. So you don't necessarily need to have it all in your head already. So I hope that helps. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and that will really help the channel.